and talk a little bit about what we're going to be going over in the class today. So, navigating the eXp roadmap. This is a really exciting I love eXp so much. It is such a great place to work. It's an awesome place to learn. There is so much training and so much thought put into all the classes that we go through. Slides are really just sort of a representation of some of the different ways that you can get started, the eXp solutions, and the next steps that we have. So, number one, getting started. We're a cloud-based brokerage. Obviously, we're all in the cloud today, which is a really, really great thing, especially in these trying, crazy times that we're all going through. But to have a place that we can come online and meet and do these classes and train and network and even just support each other and socialize in a time like this is so powerful and so impacting. And so I'm so excited to be in a place up. It was already ready to go. We don't have to build anything out to do this. It's already here. It's already available. So that's a really cool thing. And we needed a lot of innovative technology to make that happen. You know, this is set up sort of like a half gaming, half business online meeting platform. As you can see, you know, there's aspects of it that are a little cartoony, you know, when we're here in the world, when it, you know, so there's a business side of it, which is obviously in the real world. You're doing it in your office at home and we're learning together. So really, really cool. Just I'm constantly amazed by the updates and the innovation that we show here at eXp. We're constantly looking for ways to improve and make this situation better for you and for us. Involve our eXp Connect program, which we're going to talk about a little bit more in depth later on. Explore Guide, which is a fantastic all-in-one resource for eXp. We're going to talk about the eXp University. It might be more than it just sounds like on the surface. You know, there's a lot of areas that the eXp University is involved in. And then we're going to go a little bit more into some of the other classes in this Fast Start series and talk about what it's designed to do, how it helps, and which classes we encourage you to take, and sort of a order type of thing. And then the breakdown of roles, the next step checklist, and then now what. So we have some really cool stuff to talk about. Let's jump right in and get started. Oh, let me see, I lost my window here. There we go. All right, so getting started. Here we go. Welcome to our world. So obviously we're all sitting here in the world environment. Maybe it's some of your first time that you've ever been in here. Usually where everyone starts. You know, eXp World is the place we invite people with a guest pass. They can come in and check it out, and we can kind of show them around, let them see what the world looks like, what the classes look like. But really, obviously, especially in the light of what's happening right now, a place where anybody anywhere in the world that has internet connection can come and meet and be able to just connect and get some of their problems solved and things like that. Yeah, right. It's all of us. So we're all just figuring out how to do this. It's one step at a time, and this is a really great place. So again, I just want to express my gratitude for you being here, for you taking the time, but also my excitement for what you're going to learn, because I think you're going to find some really, really cool stuff that maybe you weren't even thinking of on the surface. Some of that innovative technology, this is sort of the model that we like to think of. You know, a lot of you remember, if you're kind of an old timer like me, you might remember renting movies from Blockbuster Video, you know, going to Circuit City for your electronics. And you might remember dealing with a traditional brick and mortar real estate brokerage, which obviously these are still around, but you'll be hard pressed to find a Circuit City or a Blockbuster anywhere. Because they have these more modern anytime, anywhere situations like Netflix. You know, how many of you have ever watched a movie on your phone while you're waiting for an appointment or while you're at the airport? You know, Amazon, we all use this one, right? And then, of course, eXp Realty in place of the traditional real estate brokerage. This, I think, it's becoming more and more obvious. This is the future, not only of real estate, but of the way that business is going to be done. Don't be surprised if you start hearing Virbela and other companies like it being mentioned more and more in the news as the days go by, because we're now looking for solutions. We're finding that there are still ways to do business without having to, you know, be in touch with each other every day and worrying about things like this. So it's really kind of a fascinating time, a scary time in some ways, but also an encouraging and fascinating time to see where the things that we already have in place are going to start helping others and start impacting things. I know out here in California, a lot about schooling, and all the kids in California aren't going to school, they're all learning at home, and they're looking for solutions and ways to find different solutions for them to be able to learn and not be, in an environment that could put them in danger. So a lot of really great innovative things happening with eXp and Virbela. In the coming days, we're going to really see how some of that plays out. But some of the other cool things that we have specifically related to you and what you're doing, these are some virtual tools that are available to you, most of which are available through our preferred partner program. So that's affiliated services. If you want any information on any of these, like any of this stuff that you want to learn more about, you can pop into our affiliated services by looking them up in the go-to menu. Head over there. Gracie Martinez, my good friend, she runs that department. So much great information. But if you check out some of these preferred partners, you'll notice illustrating the power of working in a cloud-based brokerage, especially in a situation like we're in right now. Tour a home virtually using eXp 360 tours. If you've never seen one of these 360 tours, they are really cool. The next best thing to actually being able to get in the house. 360 tours, really, really cool. Obviously, meet virtually in the eXp world, powered by Virbela, but Virbela they don't only do eXp world. They also have just a Virbela, world app that's not eXp. They have team suites that they just started using for different kind of applications and things like that. They're also working on, obviously developing these platforms out in a very specific and customized way for different businesses and schools and things like that that are trying to use some of these things now. So a lot of really cool, exciting things on the horizon with that. Secure a mortgage online using IntroLend First Cloud. So this is a lender. And then we also have an in-house title company now. So Silverline Title and Escrow. Again, these are all cloud-based virtual businesses and departments that we can use for our day-to-day business that don't require us to actually be there. And then sell a home through iBuyer Express offers. So again, really, really great programs and solutions. These were already in place, but we're constantly building and exploring new ways to make them more accessible and more relevant. And especially now that we've seen some of these crazy challenges that just, thrust themselves upon us, being that, okay, some of these tools that we have in place are actually, they're good. They're actually working. They're not just in practice, they sound cool, but when you actually have to, rubber to the road, find out if they're really effective or not. This has been kind of a test of that. And so some of these things that we haven't used or haven't relied on before are becoming essential tools. I recommend that every one of you at some point today or this week head over to Affiliated Services and check out what they have going on over there. It might be the solution that you need to keep things going and maybe help allay some of those fears that you might be having about how you're going to keep your business going in a crazy time. So let's talk about some of these solutions real quick. Do we have hang on a sec. Sorry, I'm trying to keep up on the chat box as well. Please feel free to ask your questions like my buddy John's doing here. Do you feel eXp's growth will blossom due to state restrictions through the nation? That's a great question, John. It is hard to say, but I can't imagine that in an industry that needs to keep going, that needs to be there, that they wouldn't be relying on the people who have those solutions in place. And our quarterly growth numbers, and the revenue and all that stuff, they've all been good. It's all still been an improvement. I don't have any specific numbers to share with you now, but if you come to our leadership meetings on Fridays, they usually share some really great insight and things like that. But yeah, I feel positive about where eXp is, and just even if this ends up being a really short-term thing, where it kind of beds down, it doesn't end up being as crazy as everyone thought it was going to be. It's still going to be a testament to how rock solid we were in place before the situation happened, and how, if something like that recurs, there's a stability and a security in knowing that we've already weathered the storm once, so to speak. So I'm optimistic about it. Absolutely. And no, I don't feel like America Online is coming back. That was a serious question. All right, so the next thing we're going to talk about really quickly is the Connect program. One of the things that I absolutely love about eXp, there are so many things that I love about working here, but one of them that I really love in particular is that they are so in touch. They have their finger on the pulse of what you need, and not just what works for you, but also what some of the really big pain points are for you when you come over. Maybe even just the fears of the uncertainty about what coming from a traditional brokerage to an online brokerage is going to be all about. We hear negative things and we decide to make a decision to, go do something anyway. Despite those negative things, they might still be in your head. You might just not be sure about, what the experience that eXp is going to be about. Well, personally testify to the fact that this company really cares about helping make that transition comfortable and helping you to be as successful as you can here, and doing everything we can to provide that training, that support, and that coming alongside you feeling. And the Connect program is a direct indication of how much the company cares about that, because this program actually assigns every new agent that comes over to eXp a free personal concierge that's going to be with you first year that you're here. The first 365 days that you're at eXp, you have a personal concierge for free that you can go to for any questions about anything related to eXp. They have a getting started checklist that you can click on. If you look at this green link right in here, it says getting started checklist. If you've got the slide deck up, you can click on that link right there and it will pull up the getting started checklist for you, as well as some how-to videos. They've got information on our eXp programs. They offer eXp cloud support, so helping you with marketing, branding, your calendars, etc. They're going to make you aware of classes that are being offered in eXp World and point you towards the ones that they think are going to be the most helpful for you, especially as you get started. But as you move through that first year and you're staying in contact with them, they can actually help tailor things to, okay, I know that you're looking at these kind of things. We've talked about this being a pain point. We've talked about this being a strength. Well, maybe we should check out these classes, and they're going to help personalize and customize your experience for you. They're going to offer you general information on our policies and procedures, agent attraction, payment processing, and all of the education possibilities we have here in eXp World. Really quickly, let me go back one little bit. If you are fully onboarded, so you've already gone all the way through the onboarding process and you are a fully onboarded agent here, and you have not heard from your Connect concierge yet, can you please type down in the chat box and just, say yes or your name or something, haven't heard from them. I want to make sure that we don't end up with anybody that has not heard from their concierge by the end of today. And they are pretty good. So as you can see, there's 84 of us in the room, and it looks like, there's about 4 or 5 of us, maybe that have not heard from a concierge. Okay, great. Perfect. Thank you so much. Yep. All right. Got it. We're going to look at this, and we're going to go through and make sure that you are reached out to by the end of today. So that's great. Anybody else, please let me know. We'll make sure that you get reached out to. But the Connect program is really, really good, usually within the week after you're fully through the onboarding process. They will have reached out to you. So if they haven't, no worries. I'm taking the list. We're going to bring this with me, and I'm going to go talk to the program as soon as this class is over, and we will, we'll move forward. XP, maybe. Did she get the end? Sounds like that. Thanks, Dorothy. I like it. So Chris, okay, and Dwell, so it looks like both of you are not through the onboarding process yet. Your names are still lit in green, so you might be here on a guest pass, or you might be going through the onboarding process right now. So as soon as you're through that process, they will reach out to you. Okay, so that's just letting you know why that hasn't happened. For the rest of you, yep, we will reach out and we will get them out to you today. No problem. Thank you so much, everyone. All right, so the next thing I want to talk to you about is the Explore Guide. Oh, Stephen, all you have to do is click on that link in the slide. Let me go back one and show you what I'm talking about. If you look at that link right there, where it says Getting Started Checklist in the slide deck, that will be, it'll automatically pull up for you right there. Oh, and maybe you might have come in after I posted the slide deck last time. Hang on one sec. All right, so if you're looking for the slide deck, I just pasted the link for it again. All right, so the Explore Guide. The Explore Guide is a really, really great resource. This is a living, breathing, 24-hour a day, 7-day a week accessible eXp guide all in one place. This is a website, so you can check it out at explore.exprealty.com. That means that it is available to you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And we update this thing as frequently as we get new information. So it stays updated on our end. You don't need to download it. You don't need to update it. You'll never have to worry about, am I getting the most current information, or, did I not do an update or something like that? This website is updated on our back end. And this is going to be truly where you can find information on all aspects of eXp Realty, our community and culture, our policies and procedures. There's a directory of our departments. You can check out our preferred partners page. There's attraction materials, our tech support info, and knowledge base. There is so much information in the Explore Guide, split up into 13 separate tabs. Each tab covers a separate topic and has tons of information and resources on it. So make sure you go check out explore.exprealty.com. You can bookmark that page as well. Again, this slide deck will be available for you as long as you bookmark it whenever you want it after this class is over. So you can always find the resource here. But any of these links as we're going through, if you want to click on them and bookmark them, please feel free to do so. It's just going to make them more accessible and help you get acclimated with them more quickly and easily. So check out the Explore Guide. Lots and lots of great info in there. Anything you're looking for, I think you're going to find some info on it. Even if it's not the direct info that you're looking for, it will undoubtedly point you in the right direction on how you can get that. So make sure you check that out. Let's talk a little bit about the eXp University. So the eXp University is kind of a wide-ranging department at this point. It encompasses a lot of different areas in eXp. We think about university as training, right, as education. So you come to a university to get educated. So the first thing we think of in the university when we talk about education is being able to point you in the right direction where you can find the education. And the way we do that is by using the eXp education calendar. If you see the link on this slide that says eXp education calendar, that's going to take you to the website expcloud.com. That is going to allow you to see all of the classes that we have in the world scheduled for, I think it's all the way through 2020. It might even be into the next year. It might even be into 2021 now. But we have classes scheduled so far in advance, and the class schedule on the calendar is actually a really great website. You can click on each class name. It's going to open a little bit, give you the name of the person teaching the class, where it is, when it is, a little brief synopsis about what you can reasonably expect to learn from the class. And then it also has a really great feature that I love, which it allows you to set yourself a notification for the class and actually link it to your calendar, your personal calendar on your phone. If you're using Google Calendars or whatever you might be using, you can actually link it to your calendar so that you can set reminders and not miss any of those classes, which is a crucial thing for me because I attend a lot of classes and I can really easily miss one if I don't set notifications for myself. So I really love that feature of the eXp calendar website. Make sure that you check it out. Again, expcloud.com or by clicking on this slide right here. Also, the on-demand library. So I mentioned that we have an on-demand video library here at eXp. This is something that we just launched near the end of last year, so near the end of 2019. We're actually already getting ready to launch the next version of it, which is going to be a standalone website. Right now, the on-demand library is available through Workplace as a group. So if you click on this link, it'll take you into Workplace. Again, you're not going to be able to do that if you haven't fully onboarded with eXp yet, because it requires a passport to get into Workplace. But as soon as you're through the onboarding process, you can get onto Workplace and you'll be able to access the on-demand library. Probably by that time, I'm hoping to be able to launch the new library website. Hopefully within the next couple of weeks. We're really, really pushing to get it done. You might have heard a little bit of a hesitation. It's because we hit some snags before when I was trying to launch it. We had to kind of start over, but we're almost to the point where the new website is going to be ready for you to check out, and it's going to be a really, really cool and seamless platform for finding all of our recorded video content. So go to the on-demand library site right now in Workplace though, and subscribe. Come be part of the group. We'll keep you posted when the new site is going to be up, and then you will be the first to know so that you can come check out all that great recorded training. Let's see, John, I wish they had an updated version of KV Core tutorial. Yeah, John, that is in the works. I'm checking with KV Core this week. I'm going to talk to their instructor. They put most of their videos up. We stopped teaching the initial KV Core class. They replaced it with a KV Core Q&A class that they were doing so that you could get in there and start checking it out. But I have seen some comments that the KV Core video that's up is outdated. So we are working on getting a new version of that up this week. So stay posted in the Workplace group. As soon as I have any information, it'll be in there. But that is something that I'm specifically aimed at. So yeah, no problem. Thanks for mentioning it too. But I have heard that, so they're letting us know. Yep, eXp University Library in Workplace. That's where you'll be able to find it. Absolutely. Do we attain some type of digital certificate for attendance? You don't get a digital certificate for attendance, Dan. I assume you're asking because there are classes or requirements sometimes, I think, for you attending classes. I'm not sure, but we can, if anybody needs proof that you attended the class, you can point them towards us and we'll help figure that out for you. Absolutely. Don't listen to John. He's wrong about the trophy, unless he's sending it to you. I don't know. Okay, and then finally on this slide, there is a link for information on our Expand Mentor program. The Expand Mentor program is another one of those really great programs, slightly different though, concierge program. The Expand program is actually going to pair you up with a certified mentor that's going to help you meet some of your initial production goals here at eXp. I believe it's 3 residential transactions here at eXp, and they're going to walk with you through that. They're going to come alongside and help you with all of the business aspect of that. They're also going to be able to walk you through, help you with some scenarios that you might not be familiar with, especially if you're new at eXp or even new in the business. Let's see, is the Expand program mandatory? It'll be mandatory for all new agents unless you qualify out of the program. And you can find out if that's possible for you to do. Maybe you've already got transactions in the works, you're just bringing your business over, or maybe you already met those initial production goals. But you can reach out to them by emailing that email down here at the bottom of the slide, expand@exprealty.com. And if you send them an email, they can let you know how you can work through those things. Oh, great. No, absolutely. Great question, Brandon. Thanks for asking. But they'll actually sit and go over some of those scenarios with you, help you with specific instances on things that you might not even be aware that you're going to be dealing with, contract negotiation, maybe helping you know what it's like to sit through a new construction negotiation meeting, presenting contracts, presenting, documentation, following up, things like that. A lot of the things that it just doesn't naturally occur to us, except for what we've learned in, your real estate training. Once you get out there and start applying it to the real world application, there can be a lot of things that you just don't remember, or, maybe you're trying to get your stride going and so your mind blanks on some of those things. But the more you practice them, the better equipped you'll be. And then you'll go out there and be more successful and more confident. And the Expand Mentor can really, really help with a lot of that, especially as you're getting started. So yeah, any questions that you have about that mentorship program, feel free to use that email at the bottom of this slide. All right, the next slide up, if you're following along with the home version of the game, this is a slide about our Fast Start series, which you are in the first of the classes in that 14-part series. This is navigating the eXp roadmap. These classes are specifically designed to empower our new agents to master the fundamentals to launch or grow your business within just 2 weeks here at eXp. So the series is comprised of 14 courses designed to be completed over the first 2 weeks, or just over the course of any 2 weeks. Obviously, we recommend your first 2 weeks because then you hit the ground running, but you can take them anytime. They are here for you. We offer this particular class Monday through Thursday, so almost every day of the week. 101 and 102 are taking place, but you can find all of the classes in the Fast Start checklist by clicking on it right there on that green hyperlink on this slide, and that will take you there and you can find out what all of those Fast Start classes are. There's so much great content and so many cool things to learn in all of these different classes. We're going to point you towards the ones that we recommend that you take next as we wrap up the first part of this class, but you can find that checklist through. Pick any of those classes that you want to take and you can take them all. Again, all 14 parts repeat on a 2-week loop. So you will be able to take all 14 parts within a 2-week time period. Yep, and Fast Start 102, the very next class in the series is happening right after this one in the same exact room. You won't need to move, you won't need to go anywhere. You'll be able to stay here, and I'll give you a new slide deck for 102, but we encourage it because, I mean, then, you're starting off on a Monday, and then boom, the first 2, you're a seventh of the way through the program right away on the first day of the week. So it's designed to be that way. It's designed to help you be able to just get in and hit the ground running. But if you want to see what that checklist looks like, this next slide is actually the checklist. So check it out. Fast Start 101 is navigating our eXp roadmap. So Fast Start 102 is going to be helping you set up your business, which is, obviously going to be super important. Let's see, Christiana, I was told that you have to take 101 and 102 in order, then the rest in any order. Yeah, so essentially that is true. 101 and 102, you want to take them in that order because obviously, as you can hear, we're a little over halfway done with the 101. Most of it is just introductory level information, basic resources, where can we find things. 102 is going to be exactly what it says, how to set up your eXp business and get started using some of those resources and tools. So that you want to take them in that order just because it's sort of like saying, hi, how are you, before we start asking about how the kids are doing and all that stuff. But if you don't end up taking them in that order, it's totally okay. It's not a hard and fast rule. It's just our recommendation. It helps things go a little more smoothly. And then we're making references in 102 to the things you learn in 101. All right, but 103, 104, those are Connect and Mentor program overviews. So, really great, more in-depth, sort of low-flying looks at those programs. There is a workplace class, which I highly recommend. Such a powerful tool. In 102, we're going to talk a little bit more in depth about workplace, and I'll actually demonstrate my sort of understanding or my vision of why I think workplace is so powerful. Real estate fundamentals is a great class, obviously, and real estate business planning. Then you get into sort of leads, so lead generation fundamentals, and then converting those leads, not just generating, but being able to actually convert those into transactions. Database management fundamentals, really great class. Dixon, who's sort of the head honcho over our department, really, really great job. Lots of super good information about if you don't have a database, building one and organizing it, and then going from there into how to maintain it and becoming an achiever with your database. Really, really cool stuff. Then we go into a little bit of sales fundamentals. We start talking about the specifics of working with buyers and sellers. And then 114, the final class, is more advanced and using your workplace as a business tool. So really, really great information in all of those classes. Lots of, once you get past 101 and 102, it really starts being sort of a deeper dive on everything instead of sort of a high flying look at all of it. But we present this in 101 and 102. You'll be able to see, okay, this is sort of what I already know I need help with. This is sort of what I already feel comfortable with. And that way you can prioritize the classes. So that was my sort of long-winded way of saying, yeah, that's the way you can do it. Take 101 and 102 and then take the rest of them. But that's, yeah, that's why we do it that way. All right, so what are the next steps? Well, the first thing I want to do is go over a little bit of a who's who. And the reason we do this is because this is sort of a little bit of a confusing thing, or it has been traditionally since we've been, monitoring it and seeing what some of those pain points are and what's working well. But a lot of when you get started here is just trying to figure out what some of this terminology is and what the roles are of the different people and the different agents that you end up in contact with. So the first one on the list is your sponsor. And it's important to know that your sponsor is just the person who is most responsible for influencing you to come to. So their role is just to introduce you to eXp and guide you through the application process. Once you're in and once you're rolling and the application process is going and you're in onboarding, your sponsor really doesn't have any responsibility after that point. So, it could be that you learned about eXp at a lunch and learn, or, somebody just got up there and they're like, hey, I'm from eXp. We just want to let you know what we're doing. And you're like, oh, that sounds cool. When you come over, the person who gave that talk or was speaking at that class, that's going to be your sponsor. They're going to be the person who brought you in. But what most people think is, especially if you know your sponsor well. So let's say it's somebody that you used to work with for a long time in another brokerage. They came over to eXp before you, and now they're telling you all the time, oh, you got to come over. It's the best, or maybe it's a family member or something that's been working here for a long time and you're just getting into real estate. So you're starting at the place where, someone who's already at a brokerage. Whatever the case may be, that sponsor is just the person who you would say influenced you the most to come here. Once you get past that, they're not going to really be there to provide a lot of information. And so a lot of the feedback that we got, especially the discouraged feedback when we were first starting these programs, was, okay, I can't get a hold of my sponsor. I've reached out to them. They're not responding to me. I've asked them questions. They don't know what the answer is, and there's a real good reason for that in a lot of those cases. I've seen so many instances where, let's say, Nathan, sorry, I'm using you because your name is right up there on the list, but I'm just going to say Nathan came over weeks ago, right? And then right after he came over, he talked to somebody right below him. He talked to Jacqueline. He said, Jacqueline, I just came over to eXp. Here's all the information. Check this out. It's really cool. Well, then Jacqueline goes, oh, yeah, that sounds really cool. I'm looking for a change. She comes over to eXp. Well, reasonably, how much can she expect Nathan to know about eXp at this point, right? I mean, he's not going to really know maybe 2 weeks more information than her. And hopefully if Nathan used those 2 weeks wisely, he went through the entire Fast Start series and he actually does know a lot. But if he didn't, even if he did, it's not his responsibility as the sponsor to be the person who's going to guide a brand new agent through all that. Even if Nathan had been here for a year, maybe it's just not, we don't put that sort of responsibility on those people who are just sharing eXp and trying to get people to come over. So because we can't expect that from a sponsor, we created these programs to make sure that there is someone there that you can ask questions to at any point in time. The first one of those is your Connect Concierge. They're going to be the ones who you go to. You will ask questions to them. You will look for resources for them. You can vent to them. You can lean on them and cry on their shoulder if you want to. They are there to be there for you and help guide you through the joys and pain of real estate through the first 365 days of your business here at eXp. Right below that is going to be your Expand Mentor. And again, as I mentioned before, they're going to help guide you through your first 3 residential sales transaction, but their specialty is going to be sales and contractual information. So if you have, let's say, an issue with, I need to find out about my revenue share in stock, You're not going to go to your Expend mentor about that. You're going to probably ask your Connect concierge about that, and they're going to direct you to accounting or a specific resource that's going to be able to help you with understanding your revenue sharing stock. But if you have a question about, okay, I've never sat down and talked to a buyer, I've never gone to a listing appointment, I'm not sure what to do. I mean, I know the basics of what to do, but I'm just not sure what to do when I get there. You're probably going to want to go to your mentor for that, because they're going to sit down and help walk you through those things and help you feel comfortable with that kind of a situation. So the difference is the concierge is going to be able to direct you and help you find the resources. The mentor is actually going to walk you through some of those business situations and help you work your way through some of those things as you're getting through those first 3 residential sales transactions. So just a little bit of a differentiation on what those 2 different departments are going to do for you. And then finally, your state broker. Your state broker is going to be your expert on your local geographical information. So state-specific questions regarding your license, your association, specific contract and document and compliance questions that have to do with your state, those are going to be what you go to your state broker for. So again, the 4 roles: the sponsor, the concierge, the mentor, the broker. You can always refer back to this if you just can't remember who you're supposed to reach out to for what. This slide will be here for you. But again, just something that we thought was kind of important to be able to line out for anyone who might be having some confusion on the different roles and responsibilities here at eXp for you. And so the next one is our next step checklist. This is one of those things that we got asked about a lot. Everybody wants a checklist, right? Because all these cool things that I'm telling you about, they sound all exciting while I'm telling you, and then you're going to leave the class and you're going to go, oh man, he said something really cool and I forgot to write it down. What was that? Oh, here it is. You're not going to be able to forget because they're all listed out on this checklist for you, right? So schedule your headshots. You can see, update your website, your social media accounts, update your email. These are a lot of things that we don't think to do, but putting an email signature from eXp so that your outgoing emails or your responding emails all have your eXp signature on it, so it's not necessarily something that you just think or remember to do right away. This is a great reminder for that. One of the things that I really love on here is the last little thing on the checklist that says change your voicemail. So the change your voicemail, example. I think this is really great because, I don't know if you have tried to leave a voicemail before or, and you got there and then all of a sudden you just freeze up and you're like, hi, this is so-and-so, call me back, whatever. It can really freeze you up. Sometimes just having this in front of you, remembering to go, hi, this is Randy with eXp Realty, thank you for calling. You won't have to maybe do it 15 times if you just read this little script. So one of these cool little things, the next step checklist. Let's see, what was the question? Do you have a printable version of this? I don't have a printable version of it available to me right now, but I'll keep track of your question. Unless it looks like my friend Amy might be typing something. She might have it for you there. But if I can't get it for you, Natasha, I'll make sure that I find it and get it out to you. You should be able to access this at any point in time. Oh, it says you can right click and print. There you go. You take a picture with your phone. You guys are way ahead of me. Technology and solutions in the room. I love it. Active thinking. Thanks, everyone. All right. So now what? What comes next for you today? 102 is right after this class. In fact, in about 20 minutes, we're going to be starting the 102 class. We're going to keep this thing rolling and go right into setting up your eXp business. But what can we do besides the 102 class today? Well, every other Monday at 11 a.m. and noon Pacific times are the 106 and 107 classes. These are your real estate fundamentals and your real estate business planning. Some really, really great stuff in both of those classes. And then every Tuesday at 11 a.m. and 1 p.m. And again, these are Pacific times, so make sure that you're converting those to your local time zone. We're going to have our Fast Start 103 and Fast Start 104, which are deep dives into both the Connect and Expand programs. So, even as much information as I've given you today, these are going to go a lot deeper they're going to really help you understand those programs and make the most out of them. So again, these are just what we consider to be the next steps. Now what? Take these classes and plan on sticking around for the next one. Let's see. Allow me to print the checklist slide. Okay, yeah, so let me work on that for a minute. I don't know if Natasha was able to do it. You might be able to do a print screen on your computer. Oh, no, you didn't get it as well. Okay, no problem. We will figure that out. So give me just a second. All right. The next thing we're going to do really quickly. This is kind of an important thing, so I'm going to spend just a second talking about it. Every class we teach in the world, we offer a survey at the end of the class. So I've just pasted it up into the room. It's actually going to pop up for you. These surveys are actually a great example of how we allow everyone and encourage everyone at eXp to have a voice on what your training is doing for you, what is working, what is not working, how impacting it is on you. These surveys go directly to our university team. So they don't actually come directly to the teacher, they go to the team. And we use those numbers to decide how to, keep our classes as relevant and impacting and useful as possible. So the cool thing is you can leave it completely anonymous. You don't have to put your name. But the important thing is not that you put your name, it's that you really honestly fill these out and let us know how we're doing. So the name of the class, this class today is Fast Start 101 or Navigating the eXp Roadmap, whatever you put. Your faculty, instructor, or trainer, if you love the class and it's a 5, my name's Randy Highsmith. If you didn't love the class, you can just put Brad Anderson down there. That's fine. No, I'm totally kidding. If you didn't love the class, please let me know. Make sure that you put my name Randy in there no matter what. But honestly, evaluate the class. If you love the information, if you love the teaching, if you didn't love the information, if you didn't love the teaching, whatever it is, let out honestly. We really do use these to make the classes better and try to shape them into what you want or need from us. All right, so as you're filling out that survey, I'm going to go ahead and open this up for some Q&A. All right, if you have any questions about anything we've talked about today, any questions about what's coming up, any of these issues that maybe didn't get resolved, feel free to open your microphone up and ask those questions. You can also keep typing in the chat box. That's totally cool. The last thing I want to offer before we go to 102, like I said, in about 15 minutes or so, is my contact info. So if you look at this next slide that I just put up, this is my contact info specifically. I would love to be a resource for you. If you want to reach out to me for anything, if there's any resources or any questions that I can answer, I'll be happy to do that. Be aware that I might be just pointing you towards your concierge or towards your mentor or towards your broker if you do reach out to me for those things, but I would be happy to be a resource and help you get where you need to go. So